still trying to recover from drinking beer all the way through lockdown till now. It's time to stop it. Stop
Yeah,
the
get
beer.
back in shape. Nothing wrong with a little beer here and there, or a little bit of cider. There
No,
you go.
nothing.
What kind is that? I can't see it. It was turned. What kind is it?
uh,
You got face the camera. F's?
yeah,
F's? F's
yeah.
draft. I've never seen that. Is it good? Is it a
Um,
strong beer? What's the percent?
5.
Okay, it's the same as Canada beer.
Yeah, it's kind of no bad. It's all right.
Okay.
It could do with twice the amount, but no.
Yeah, exactly. So in the Burnt Out Rex saga, I think the last time I spoke to you, you were just about to, it was just after the pandemic, you were just about to record this album, which is now Stand and Fight. So catch me up on, I guess, what happened next and how the album got together.
Um, well, we recorded the album way back now, and the end of 21,
Yeah.
uh, and then into March, April 22, I was still doing vocals, and we were still remixing stuff. Um, God, the worst of nightmares happened to me, and I lost my voice during the
Oh
during
God.
during the recording, and I done all the backing vocals and went in to do the main vocals, and I kept saying, "There's something wrong. There's something wrong." I could hear three voices, and nobody was taking me seriously. Everybody was saying, "You just sound like you screaming away there in in the
just
background."
just keep going.
Yeah,
But
I
you know
just
your
keep going.
but you know your voice. You know when something's not
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It just wasn't right. So I stopped it, and then that halted proceedings for quite a few months, and went to see someone, and he said, "Nah, you're okay. You don't. It's fine. Everything's good. I've got the old scope down there and stuff. And
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah, it came back again. I wouldn't say 100%. But on the album, but it just gradually got better throughout 22. So there you go. And then the album came out in the end of 22 there, and now we're been out gigging, and yeah, we've still got a few more gigs left to go. So that's how the album came about, and that's what happened. It was called Starting and Fight, and Claire says to me, this should be called Dust. It's just one thing after another. It just was a just a major bunch of setbacks, from
Yeah,
day one.
yeah.
Crazy, crazy what can happen. You think everything's cool, and it's just going to be the same as the last time, but how wrong can you be?
Yeah, yeah, you never expect it. Do you think because you had that break, do you think because you weren't obviously you weren't gigging, you weren't touring, you weren't doing much singing wise during the pandemic, and then when it's time to
Yeah.
kick back into it, do you think it just kind of wasn't right there for you?
Well, maybe, but at the same time, I had done all my demos at home and sang them all and re-sang them and tweaked and done all the different harmonies and stuff on the computer on my demos. So
Hmm.
it wasn't as if I had done nothing, as it were. But certainly for 2 years there, it was just like,
It was way less than what you usually would have been doing. If it had been a full
yeah,
two
yeah,
years, you would have been
completely.
probably out there playing.
Completely. The end of 2019, I would say that I was just coming into my new voice, as it were.
Yeah.
And things were going well for me that vocally. But when that happened, as I say, everybody was sat in the sunshine just drinking beer. There was nothing else to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit of
Be
gardening and
positive.
play with the dogs. I tried to keep
Yeah,
positive.
yeah. Exactly. I want to talk to you. I love the artwork on this record, but the record is called Stand and Fight. And the lead off track I heard obviously was Stand and Fight, the title track.
Yeah,
And it speaks to a lot of today. It's about, of course, you can look at the album cover, it looks right there. It's the keyboard warriors, it's people online who talk shit and can't back it up. They're faceless, nameless people that are just always looking to talk shit and always looking to stir something up. And you don't know who they are. They don't know you, as you say in the lyrics, and you definitely don't know them. They're
yeah.
nobodies. Nobodies are somebodies. But you was that clearly that's what we're living in today. And yeah, exactly. That's what we're living in today. But did you have any specific experience with someone talking shit about you online? It's just this just a story that you decide to bring out because it's what we're dealing with. Talk to me about how that came together lyrically.
I think that again, it was born in the lockdown period, and it came about with all sorts of things and all the horrible stories that was going on at the time. And I mean, one of the big things over here on the news was just like women, getting abused by their partners, because their partners are all pissed as farts. They don't have,
Yeah.
and they're taking it out on the women.
Yeah.
And that was going on for quite a while over here. And just all of a sudden, I was trying to get the chorus for Stand and Fight, and then I just started singing, just kick him in the balls. And it was because
Yeah.
I was actually thinking on from a woman's point of view,
How to
just
get
don't
out
put
of
up,
it, how to get
just
yourself away. Just kick him in the
yeah,
balls.
just don't put up with it. Just kick him in the butt. Bunch
Yeah.
of drunk assholes, I
Yeah.
mean, come on, man. But it was a
Exactly.
major thing, it was all over the news, it was on the radio, it was
Oh,
crazy.
that's
So,
crazy.
so, so the song itself came from lots of different bits like that. So, for that one line, you could do that, but it applies itself to everything, doesn't it? And it's
Yeah.
just the internet. It's just like you get hit every day with loonies, who just keep bombarding you with things. And it's like I say in the song, it's like Chinese whispers, it gets distorted every time. And it's just lies about you. It's my life. I know my life. You don't. Can you bugger off and stop spreading all this
Yeah.
crap?
Yeah.
Because it affects other people in your life. And then they start believing the rubbish that they're hearing
Right.
from these other people. And then they think you're the
Yeah, exactly. And that's
so
not, it's, back in the day, you could never do this. I mean, if you had a problem with someone and you talk shit about them behind their back, I mean, eventually it would get to you and you know who they are, maybe, and you'd be able to find it out. There's people from far away. There's so much anonymity. Like it's ridiculous now what can happen. It's like a whole new form of negativity that you can find thanks to the
yeah.
internet.
Yeah. Well, it just depends on how many beers you've had yourself, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's true. How
Depends
much you want to
yourself,
go back into it or not. If you want to get engaged, which I wouldn't bother waste my time. But hey, if you say you have enough beers into and you want to jump back, it'll
Some
make their
depends on
day.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that's Stand and Fight, that's basically it. So it's a fun song. It's a fun
Oh, it
song.
is. It's a great. This I think it's the lead off song, and it's the song I first heard. I love it. I love of course, with the burnt out wreck, the last album, This Is Hell, it was the fiery ship. It was going down. It was the thing on the water. And now it's the pack. It's the bunch of old computers on fire, which is hilarious. All the old computer equipment
Yeah.
just in a wreck, in a burnt out wreck, which I thought was
Yeah,
clever.
yeah, that's all the brainchild of the artist himself, Mr. Andy Pinkleton. I mean, that had nothing to do with me. I just gave him that song, "Stand and Fight," and just said, this is what I am singing about. Told him just so that he knew exactly what I was going on about, and he came back with that, and we
Oh
just looked at
wow.
it. We just looked at it and said, "Of course, yeah, carry on. That's great." Because it just fits. It fits in. It just looks like one of it just looks like a Burnt Out Wreck cover. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. It ties into the burnt out wreck theme that, well, the first record, for those who don't know, Swallow is a picture of you looking burnt out wreck. And then it has the ship burnt out wreck. And now we have the computers burnt out wreck. So it could almost be a trilogy too. You to the ship to the computers.
Yeah, don't ask me what's next. I have no
Ah,
idea.
that's my last question.
Move
What's
forward.
next for burnt out wreck? That's amazing though that he was able to pull just based on your words, based on the music. Just okay, here's what the album's going to be called. Here's what it's
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. You didn't have any. You didn't say anything. I want to have this in flip. Nothing. He just this is what I got. That's
yeah. No,
amazing.
I had no idea what was coming, and I just smiled when I seen it and just thought, yeah, okay, top man.
Yeah. There's some great songs and great song titles which you're known for on these records. Of course, Big Up Yourself, which is clever and it's great. It's probably the next big chorus that's on here. I love Big Up Yourself, and it's very positive. Unlike the positive song that you've released, it's
Well,
actually positive.
well, okay.
Unless
It's
I'm wrong, did I misinterpret
yeah,
that?
yeah. It's
Great.
not.
Okay.
It's not. It's not. Some idiot says to me the other day. couple of weeks ago. He'd done a review, and he said that I was singing about some woman that I'd been jilted from or something, and I just thought, I'm not singing about a woman. I'm just singing about arseholes that just annoy you in your life, and they don't know it. It's just like, go big up yourself, because no one else will, you know. Fuck
Yeah.
off, basically. It's just
Okay.
no. There's nothing positive about that message.
Well, that's twice. Maybe the third time you write something positive, I'll get the message. But that kind of ties into what we just talked about. Then all the stuff going on in the news, the crappy stuff that people are dealing with around your area and your region there, that really affected your lyrics. That really affected a lot of your writing on this record. I can tell then.
Yeah, I mean, it's I said it before, but and with this as hell. But the older you get, I do start tend to get into a sort of dark side of things. I find it quite hard these days to actually write a carefree, bouncy, rock and rolly party type record.
Yeah,
You
clearly.
know, okay, so the music might sound that way, but it's not what I'm singing about. It's not all sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's
No, definitely not. And that gets played out too. And the music, if you're talking just about the music, that sounds like you can go in a pub and you can drink and it's a very fun, like the music is upbeat and so it should be. You don't want a bunch of slow ballads and just things bringing you down.
yeah,
But
yeah,
the lyrics do speak to today, which is, I think it's important.
yeah. I tried this. It's quite a varied selection on there, quite a varied style of
Oh
work.
yeah. Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying to me, saying obviously the ACDC reference, but I mean, again, I've seen this week, some people saying things on the internet, and they go, "Oh yeah, yeah, sounds like ACDC, doesn't he?" Obviously you haven't heard the record, then
No.
because sorry, but that's just
There's
just
things that
and that
ACDC couldn't or wouldn't do
that's back to
musically.
that again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all my different sides that's on this album, and why not? It's why not? I need to entertain myself as well as
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the
surprise,
whole point. It
surprising,
comes out of you. If you don't
surprising
like
the
it,
audience.
it's yeah, exactly. But like a song like I'm a Loser too. I mean, that's a musically, that's a song that I don't think AC/DC. I mean, the closest they might sound to that if you want to make that comparison is Ride On or something like that. But I mean, that's not I mean, there's so much musicality going on that you're not going to find. And there's a lot of bands that sound like that style. I mean, you can only write so many different sounding songs. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
it's the voice, but people know what they're getting when they hear Burnt Out Wreck. Now if they don't, well, they don't.
yeah. Well, I just put Amelie's 2 on there to be naughty, just to fling it in, and just wind people up, and it's funny over here, it's like I've had some references to people say, "Oh well, yeah," and that sounds like status quo, and you just think, really? Just because it's got a
I don't
12 boogie
get that.
guitar
Yeah.
playing
Yeah,
through it,
yeah. That's a stretch.
what what? It's not a blues song, is it? It's a blooming country sort of,
Yeah,
you
that's like vibe I got, like a country vibe. I'm like, wow, did they go country on this? That's the first thing I thought. At
and
least I got that right.
and when I sang it, when I done it in the studio with Steve Rispin, the producer, and we've done the music and stuff, and he's thinking, well, I don't know what's coming out as a vocal on here,
Yeah.
so I just start singing, and then I done the harmony to it, and he says to me, "What's this? The bloody Everly Brothers?" and
Yes.
and
Yes. Nothing wrong with that.
I had never thought about that much,
Burnt out
It's
country.
just like just yeah, but I just thought, oh, so it does. I suppose so, I
Oh, it's
suppose
good. It's
so.
good.
Um,
Is he the same producer you've had ever since like all the other records, or is he new,
yeah,
Steve?
yeah, yeah. Steve's the same guy.
Okay.
Yeah, we get on well, very well. So, he's another
The
great,
sound is
great.
incredible on this record too. Like the songs I've heard, the sound is really full. I love the way it sounds. I think it's punchier, it's fuller, thicker. I guess I want to say. I'm not a producer, but you know what
Yeah,
I'm trying to describe.
yeah. I suppose it depends on what system you're listening to it on it.
Oh,
It
this is just
varies.
a phone. I can imagine on a real
Just as
system.
one.
Yeah, even on
Aye,
a phone, it sounds great.
but yeah, I mean. we tried to make it a bit different from This Is Hell, you know. And This Is Hell was a big monster of a mean and dirty grindy out it came, you know. And so so yeah, we tried to make it different. And there's not as many guitars on this album. It's just like one to the left, one to the right, and then lead guitar, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's true too. It is a little more stripped back
right
sound that you're,
straight
yeah,
up the
yeah,
middle, you
yeah,
know. So
yeah.
I'm playing rhythm on the right, and Rich is playing rhythm on the left, and yeah, I just wanted to keep it simple so that there's just less muck in it, you know,
Yeah,
just to hit you
just hits
straight,
you, and that's it. Yeah, it's about the
and
music, the
that's it, you
drums, the
know.
songs, the vocals, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, get your headphones on and enjoy the
Yeah,
the
real sound would help too. If I can imagine how it sounds great on a phone, I can imagine on a real system, like real headphones or a real thing. Yeah, I can imagine how great
yeah,
it's going to be.
yeah. Um,
Absolutely. What have you learned? This is your third record. I think I got that right. The third
yeah,
burnt out
yeah.
wreck.
This
I
is
mean,
third band
not
out wreck.
counting.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Since the first one, since you started this band, since you didn't really know, you didn't have any expectations, and then you just wanted to make some music, put it out. Now you've done three records. What have you learned besides with your voice, but your writing, your playing, what your expectations are? What's changed over the last three records that you can say now here?
Whoa. Um, well, I I'm still writing the same kind of tunes. You know, so but I just like that kind of style, you know. Um, and so I don't know. I've got at least another two albums worth in the shelf somewhere, you know, that I can go and dig out. So I don't know if things have changed apart from obviously the band members, but
Yeah,
but but
which happens as we
yeah,
know in every band.
yeah. It's just no. I don't know. I don't. Maybe it's something for people outside to look at and talk
Yeah.
about. I can't see anything that's different apart from I'm getting older and
Yeah, but you don't sound it. That's the thing. You don't look it either. If you're looking on video, you don't look it. If we go back to the first video we did, which was in 2020 or 2021, whatever, and you look at now, it's the same guy.
same guy, but yeah, I'm going to the gym more these days because goodness sakes, you know, I
Oh,
need to
that's
get
good.
fit. It's terrible.
Yeah.
We played an outdoor festival in the sunshine the other day, and I thought, oh god,
Oh, oh boy.
it was just built enough for me, you know, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna
Yeah, I can imagine.
got to work harder, I'm afraid. But yeah, yeah, just I don't know how to answer that question, I'm afraid.
No, I think that's good. That really it does. It shows a progression and it shows that you still have interest in it and you still always want to create. You still want to write. You still want to have the burnt out wreck band. You still feel the passion to do it, which is really all that really needs to be there
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah, yeah, most definitely, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
You,
definitely.
you mentioned the band members. I know they've changed. Did they change from the last time we talked to this record? Is there new guys besides your guitar player on this one? What's changed band wise?
Um, well, you know, we got two new guitar players. Rich obviously played on the album. He played all the solos and
Hmm.
half of the rhythm there. And we got a young guy called Andy McLaughlin, and he's joined the band just after we recorded the album. So maybe he'll get on the next one.
Right, right. He's in the live shows and he's in the gigs.
He's been playing with his live, and
Okay.
yeah, he's like I think he's 36 now, you know, and I'm 62, so it's like just having one of my sons with me, you know. It's like you know, and he just thinks we're a bunch of crazy old men, obviously,
Brings that youthful energy into the band. And
but he's smashing. He's just
yeah.
a great guitar player, and you know, but you know, he's yeah, you think he was an old man the way that he plays,
Yeah.
but no, he's great, just
Oh, that's
great.
good. And drums, who's playing drums? Who played on the record drums? I'm gonna assume you didn't play. I think we've talked about it many times. You're not playing. You're done with the
Um,
drums.
Yeah, it was Paul Gray, same drummer
Yeah.
that's on This Is Hell, and yeah, Paul's still in the band. Alex Carmichael's still on bass, and sunglasses, obviously. If you
Yeah.
look at pictures
Yeah.
of Bun Iraq, he's up the front there,
Yeah.
poking the eye with a bass, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's just full of it. He just loves it. So yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, people come and go, things change, don't they? And
Yeah.
it's a shame, it's a shame, but you know,
What can you do? As long as it doesn't force you to step back. Like some bands, they lose a bunch of people and they say forget it. But this is really, if we're being honest, Burnt Out Wreck is about you. This is your project, and people are going to come and go. If you can keep people, great. That's
yeah,
amazing. Get a
yeah,
face out there. But as long as you're out there, you're singing, and you have that history. I mean, Burnt Out Wreck has a name.
yeah. I feel a bit strange when people say, as long as I'm here, then Bon Iraq is Bon Iraq.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no Burnt Out Wreck without Gary,
Yeah,
without the Burnt Out Wreck himself.
unfortunately, there you go.
Yeah.
Then I suppose it's
Yeah.
true. I suppose.
For those for those who haven't checked out our conversations, they've been long ones and good ones, but let just give me a little bit of a briefer history of the band Burnt Out Wreck 2016. Just before that, even, what made you decide to start doing a band and just getting your songs together? What was the spark for that?
Yeah, just getting older and thinking, come on, you got all these good tunes, it's you really need to put them down, you need to record them, let's just let people hear the songs because, it's all very well having been in a band in the 80s, but it's like you've got other things. You just, as a musician, you want to keep putting out new material and let it
Right.
go. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I decided to go in studio, go do that, and I did do that, and yeah, it turned out really well, um, as usual. As I say, met Steve and just got on with him and said, "Okay, let's go for this." And so he recorded it all and engineered it all, and we both kind of produced it, and came up with what we did in Swallow.
Hmm.
Yeah, I played most of the stuff on it, drums, bass, rhythm, sang it all obviously, and yeah, we had a couple of people in to do one track, a drummer and a bass player from a band called NG26 from Derbyshire. Um, and their guitarist actually back then, he went on to join a band called Cradle of Filth, um, from over here. And
Danny Filth. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
filthy filth. Just, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
just, it's beyond me. I don't even
I was
understand
gonna
that.
say, are you a fan of them? Yeah.
Well,
I know
running
they're
through graveyards with dead corpses or something.
yeah.
Probably not. And by the way, don't get me into trouble for that. By the way, because I
So,
don't know what you sing about, and I don't care.
well, exactly. You can look up the lyrics if you wanted to, but yeah, yeah. No, it's a good. It's like, yeah, yeah. It's more extreme. It's a more extreme thing for sure.
Yeah. So that was good, and it was a good experience to have some other players in to do the track. I think it was called "Your Love Is All I Need," and they brought something to it that I just couldn't. I never envisaged that at all. The
I'll
drummer
have to
was
go back, and it's been a while since I've listened to that album. I'll have to go back and have a listen to that. Your Love Is All I Need. I'm gonna check that out.
it's a bit of an old trippy hippie kind of song going on there, nothing to do with AC/DC whatsoever, folks,
No, that's
but
too bad.
never mind.
Exactly. What are people going to talk about compared
But
to
it's
Cradle of Filth? This is Burnt Out Wreck as Cradle of Filth. Nice. Amazing. Were you
yeah.
sitting on those songs for like, because the last time, I think even before that, you were in a band, quote unquote, I guess was you and Gordon were working on Mother's Ruin. And then after that, everything went away. You stopped really doing band stuff. So had you had those first Burnt Out Wreck songs kind of in those, I don't know, 10, 15 years prior, since that time? Since Mother's Ruin?
You
Going
don't
back that far? I know it's far,
No,
but
I think it's five of the songs that's on Swallow are my songs from from Mother's Ruin, sorry.
uh-huh.
And yeah, I mean, there's a lot more Mother's Ruin songs kicking about that you never know. Yeah,
That
like I
never
said,
got out, right? Mother's Ruin never released. You guys never put it out,
no,
if I'm
no.
correct.
So there's a lot of stuff there that it'd be great to get it out one day. It'd be great to go ahead and do it. And like I said, never say never. You never know. We might just do that.
I was gonna say, do you see that closer now? than before of being a possibility?
Yeah, yeah, it'd be a great thing. It would be a really great thing. I think
Absolutely.
people would really enjoy it, and hey,
Yeah, yeah. For and
hey,
correct me if I'm wrong. Were you were singing on that as well as Gordon, or who was singing on that?
on Mother's Ruin, yeah, I was the singer.
Okay.
Played rhythm guitar, and Gordon forced me into it. That's it's another lead guitarist thing, I suppose, isn't it? It's like too
Yeah.
many lead guitarists spoil the broth.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
you
maybe.
you
Well,
play rhythm, you play rhythm.
ask Iron Maiden if that happens.
Ask Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, well, they can afford it, can they? They don't care.
Well, they can afford it for sure. They can afford a guy dancing around and just, hopping and jumping. They don't have to have him doing anything.
Yeah, yeah,
Although I
yeah.
know he writes with the band, but I don't know if at the stage is one thing. I've never seen them live. I want to, but from what I've seen, obviously, and heard, I mean, I don't know, but it is what it is. Yannick sounds like looks like a good guy, but I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, they can afford to have him. That's all I'll say about that.
Well,
Yeah,
biggest band in the world, didn't they? Come on, look at the
a little
size of
bit, a little bit. As far as our world, in our world, rock world, yeah, for sure, absolutely, they're out there now too. I got to see them before they stop doing it too. Speaking of seeing bands though, so you've been out, you've been doing some shows. Talk to me, besides the one in the sun and the heat, talk to me about how they've been going. How many have you done so far since I guess this year,
Oh,
2023?
not as many as we would like to have done. And we've had quite a few festivals cancelled. There was quite a big festival there that couldn't get a license, Cambridge Rock Festival. We're really looking forward to that. And
Oh,
that's a big weekender there. And that would have been a real good one. And but they've booked us for next year, so hopefully they'll get everything in place. And it's been going for, I think, 20 years. It's been going, so
oh wow.
goodness knows what happened this year. But it's a shame. But probably the way the weather was, it was probably for the best.
Yeah.
That's Britain, and that's Britain. That's it. It's all over. Yeah.
And there's one that I don't know if it's already happened or not. I don't have it in front of me. I should have had this in front of me to look at it. But the tribute, the Bond, is it Bond Fest? Is that what it's called? The AC/DC different style bands, which you're the only original band I think on that. But is that, do you know what I'm talking
Uh,
about?
it's not Bonfest. Bonfest is up in Kirriemuir. We
Okay.
played that last year actually. Yeah, that's a good festival. You know, uh, we played that a couple of years back in 2019, I think, as well. We played in the town hall up there, and that's an ACDC orientated Bon Scott, as from the name you can tell,
Yeah, yeah,
Bonfest.
exactly. What's this about?
So, but
The
you
one I'm
know, the,
talking about though, which is
it's Hellfest you're talking about.
Hellfest. Yeah. Okay. I thought it
It's
was. I didn't
you
want to
know,
say it. I should have had it
it's
in front of me, but Hellfest. Yeah. Has that happened?
it's Highway to Hellfest.
Highway to
Yeah,
Hellfest. Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's it's what they do is they have again, it's a 3 day thing in a sort of club,
Yeah.
and they have different AC/DC tribute acts. So they got all these people, and fair play to them. Some of them are really, really spot on. It's really good, and quite
Yeah.
a lot of them have got young Angus lookalikes, and they go for it big time. It's just amazing.
Yeah, yeah. They
Um,
dress up
like,
like obviously well
yeah,
Brian or Bond, and they dress up obviously like Angus, and they could just go for it. Little guys
yeah,
rocking the stage.
and it's great. But I mean, we done one just last about a month ago. And they had one over in Wales, which was about it's about 3.5 to 4 hours drive for us to go over to there. So they sort of moved it. It's usually up north in a place called Blackpool over here,
Hmm.
which is on the coast. It's a seaside town. It's like so they have it in a club up there, but they put one on in Wales, and he says to us, "You want to come and play at this?" So we went and played. It's a cracking club in Wales as well. And it's
Yeah.
called the Patriot in Crumlin, and just fantastic place. It's like all sorts of people play it. It's a really good place, really good crowd, and they got behind us, and we were just amazed because we thought everybody would just be interested in the AC/DC bands, but so it turned out that yeah, everybody was into it.
Yeah.
So so that was really good. It was really good. But anyway, so yeah, they've asked us. They're doing another one, as I say, up in Blackpool, and that's in November. So yeah, we'll go along to that. Why not? It's a good gig. It's a good thing to be part of. It's There's no shame in it, you know.
No, for sure. And
uh,
I think you're the only original band that's on there that's not really AC/DC inspired. Well, really, it's not. It's not meant to. I mean, your voice obviously fits in, but it's not. It's your band.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we went down well. It's good enough. It's good enough for us. That'll do. It's fine. It's another good gig, and I can't say enough about the actual event itself. You know,
Yeah.
it's great, and
And from what I've seen, it looks good too. Do you obviously? I assume you throw in a couple of AC/DC songs in your set. You belt them out.
um, well, we can do. We didn't play any there because I wasn't sure we were on before the headliners, so I wasn't sure
Which
if
ones
they
they were gonna do?
what
And
they
you
were going
steal
to
the
do.
thunder.
And no, yeah, but I just didn't want to do, see,
And you
you
don't
know,
need to really. You have enough original material. That's
yeah,
your standout there is that you're not your original band, right? With your own
yeah,
original songs. And these are
yeah,
songs that need to be played live, definitely and heard. So
yeah,
there's no point. Okay, here's Highway to Hell. No, that's forget that.
yeah. Well, we can do it. We done it. We actually played that at the weekend, and this big festival. It was full of these people all sat.
Yeah.
They're all there with their caravans and their trailers and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, sort of Winnebago type things. And yeah, it was a really good a child festival in Somerset. Really good. It was a great day. And so I said to them, okay, we'll play Highway Hills and give you something that because
Yeah.
but they got into it, so it was really good, they enjoyed it. So yeah, and we've actually had quite a lot of feedback from that, which is surprising, and we've had other festival inquiries come in this week on off the back of that, so you know it's been very busy that way for Claire, the wife and manager, as you know.
Yes, yes, yes. She
Uh,
she's in charge.
yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that. That's good. I mean, I wanted to ask actually, since you brought her up, let me ask you about this from a business perspective. Has she always, obviously not in the heavy petting days and not later after, but since you started on your own, since you've started your own solo career for lack of a better term, has she managed you? Like, has she always been the one? Was there ever somebody else that managed you, or she's always taken the reins?
No, it's always been Claire, Um, when I first met Claire, she interviewed Heavy Petting, as you say,
Yeah.
back in 83.
I didn't realize that it had been that long, and she had told me. Maybe you told me that, but she definitely did, and I didn't realize you knew her back in the heavy petting days, like you met her then.
Well, she interviewed the band because Claire used to be a journalist back
You're
then.
right.
She was just young, very young, and she's about 2.5, obviously, wasn't she? Just jumping up and down
Yeah,
before anybody says she was very young, right?
yeah. She still is.
Right. No, I can't remember what age she was. She was about 18 or 19, I think.
Oh
But
wow. Okay.
but anyway, I was 22, so yeah, she'll have been 18, so she's 4 years younger than me.
There you go.
So she was out and about down London doing she knows all the big bands. She's interviewed them all. She's done all that stuff. Coming to see us was nothing to her. She just came and interviewed us, wrote a piece for whatever newspaper of the day it was in
Yeah,
London.
she was sent to interview you guys. She wasn't from what I
No,
can
no.
gather, she wasn't personally a fan, and that's what she says now,
Oh
40
no,
years
no,
later. But
no,
she
no.
was sent to
She's not a heavy pen fan. You know,
no, I gather that.
she's not a fan of many people.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
got that
I
too.
mean, come on. You go somewhere, you meet someone, and oh, you either like them or you don't like
Well,
them.
exactly. It's bands. You like them or you don't. People these days
Eh,
pretend to like someone because it's PC. Oh, everybody
yeah,
loves everybody.
yeah,
But if you don't like someone,
yeah.
there's nothing wrong. If you don't like it, you don't. I've brought up band. There's a band called Roadhouse that used to be had the guitarist from Def Leppard in it. Pete Willis was in it. I don't know if you know that band, Roadhouse. They did one record in '91. Paul Jackson was the singer.
yeah,
She wasn't a fan of that, but she turned me on to Mike Gray from the band Skin. She's a fan of
uh,
that. So I mean, people like what they like, and I got to be a fan of Skin. I never heard of them until I
yeah,
talked to Claire. So yeah, you never know what people like. They like what they like.
yeah. Mikey Gray, yeah, he's a top man.
Yeah, he's good. I talked
Yeah,
to him a couple of times. He's a good guy.
yeah. Just Skin were great back in the day. You know, I mean, dear
Yeah.
God,
So I've
you know,
heard. I've heard a lot. Everyone I've talked to over there talks about Skin. Great about people I've talked to personally.
yeah,
They love Skin. The band. I never heard of them. They didn't make it this way, but
yeah,
yeah, they're a big band. They got a good following still.
yeah. We did, first time I seen Skin, they were playing in I think they were playing in this club in Milton Keynes, and
Hmm.
they were supporting Adrian from Iron Maiden when he done his solo stuff back
Oh,
way
nice.
back. I think it was in the 90s.
The '90s. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and they came on, and I just went, "Oh my God, listen to this man singing," because
Neville.
it's
Yeah.
I just he's such a voice, just amazing, and he had the big lines curling
Yeah.
up there, and it was
Yeah.
just like, take that, you bugger,
Yeah.
poke you in
Exactly.
the eye,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's enough.
That's awesome.
Is there anything you don't have?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's a shame they didn't do a lot more, and they got back together again, and then now it's ended. Unfortunately, Mike does his own thing, Neville does his thing. That's what happens in bands, as we know. So, but it was good from what I can tell, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
people who don't know it should check it out. The band is called Skin. Look but
yeah,
Don't Touch, I think, was their big hits, I guess. But there's great songs on those records, from what I
yeah,
can see.
yeah, yeah. I used to sing that song myself in a covers band, by the way.
Oh, nice. Thinking you should bring that back out.
No, I'm not going to do it.
No, I love your honesty. No, some people will
Nah,
say, "Yeah, I'll think about it," or like, "Oh, we could work
no,
that in." You're like, "No."
nah, no,
That's one of the things I love about you, Gary. That's awesome.
no. Right,
Before it's counting down, I know it's late where you are, and like you said, you're an old man. You got to get to bed. It's we have a bit of time. Um, let me ask
the
you.
bed.
It's getting late there. I know.
Go on, get
That's it. It's over.
out.
No, the Zoom thing counts down. It only gives me 40 minutes too. But I want to ask you about this. Of course, I can't get away from you without asking. So I don't know if you follow it or if you care. Heavy Pettin, Gord is out of the band, which everyone knows now. He's not there. I don't know why that is. It's unfortunate, but I can see your face. Did you do you? I'm not asking you for any details, but I'm just asking you. Did you see that coming? What do you think about that? Are you in contact with Gord now?
Um, I didn't see it coming. It came as a big shock to me. Um, I completely understand why, and I would say that I definitely am 100% behind in doing that, as are the four other original members of Heavy Pen. But that's the way that things go, isn't it? And Amy's out there flying the flag, and see how he gets on. It's see how he gets on.
So thank you again for your honesty and your honest opinion on that. I mean, it's a shame. I love bands that can keep things together. I mean, I wish everybody could get along and do what they do. Hopefully one day that would change. I'm talking about Heavy Pettin. If you guys all got back together at one time, one last time to say goodbye, that would be amazing. But if it doesn't happen, we still have the music at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Let's end it on Burnt Out Wreck then. So you got the gigs coming up and you're doing more. Hopefully by the end of the year, you're still doing more shows. Do you have some more booked? What's happening towards the rest of the back end of 2023 into 2024 for Burnt Out Wreck?
Yeah, well, our next show's actually we've got a couple of months off because we have got three shows in November to do, and then that's us for the end of the year. Unless we get a last minute request from someone, maybe somebody might drop out or something. You never know these days.
Yeah.
Um,
Has
you
that been
know,
happening a lot that you've noticed since you, especially this year, last year?
yeah, yeah. This year, last year, year before, you know, um, people just, especially with bands coming from overseas or whatever, you
Yeah.
just you just don't know what's happening, and things just fall apart at the last minute, and then it's like, how do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's upside down, so people are phoning around. Can you do this? Can you do that? So you never know.
Yeah.
Never know. You just have to wait and see. So yeah, I mean, we November. What are we doing? We've got a gig on my own up in Sheffield, up north. As we said before, Highway to Hell Fest.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Blackpool, and we are going to another HRH, Hard Rock Hell, and we're playing on the main stage at Hard Rock Hell, and that's in Great Yarmouth. So it's one of those weekender in a kind of big holiday camp, and they do very well, the Hard Rock Hell events. So
Mm-hmm. No, it's
great,
good. Yeah.
great. We've been asked, and it's always great fun. It's a big stage, so
Yeah.
everybody wants to play in a big
Of
stage.
course. Are you playing any regular gigs like as far as clubs and stuff like that on your own, or is it all stage gigs, all big stages, festivals?
Um, no, it's mostly festivals. I think it's pretty hard to get uh, gigs on my own. Um, and make it pay basically.
Yeah.
Between the five guys and just yeah, just that, and trying to draw people in, and there's everybody's trying to do the same thing. There's so many bands trying to do it, so
Oh yeah. It's an overflow. Everyone's racing the gate now, as it were,
yeah,
especially
yeah,
with the
you know,
downtime.
you know,
Everybody's out there, and it's not with the fuel costs and the
yeah.
price of vehicles and renting crew and renting people or doing it yourself. I mean, it's still the costs don't make it worth the time. Unfortunately, you got to make money to be on the road. That's the music business that people don't understand. It'd be nice to get up and play, but if you're not getting paid to do it or it's not worth your time, I mean, you can't sustain anything. You can't do it.
Oh, I mean, I look at pictures of bands playing, and say bands are at the same level as myself, and if I see a picture of a guy stood off stage tuning a guitar or holding a guitar, then that sets me off, because I think, well, wait a minute, we do our own.
Uh,
Where do
yeah,
you get where are
yeah.
you getting the money to have a roadie?
To have a
You
roadie,
know,
basically, who's carrying
you
your
know,
stuff, how much you
you
paying them,
know,
or who?
you know.
Yeah, what is that?
I'm,
How's that
I,
possible?
I'm carrying drums, I'm carrying amps.
Oh God,
I'm the singer, by the way.
yeah. I don't know. You're gonna if anyone needs a roadie, it's you,
Well,
Claire.
yeah, that's to carry me onto the stage.
Yeah, yeah. We'll wheel you out there.
So,
We'll get you a stage thing that comes up like Ozzy does and has the
aye,
has the thing that goes up.
yeah,
The riser, that's it.
uh,
Yeah. He,
Ozzy Osbourne.
he can afford it.
Aye, he's got plenty of cash. Aye.
A little
Just
bit, yeah.
so yeah, so that'll be us for this year, and yeah, at the moment I'm just doing the usual writing songs. Actually, I think I've done about three this week that have just been coming out of me. I don't
Oh
know
wow.
why, but
I was gonna ask what's
as
you're
soon as
always writing, right? Yeah.
soon as you pick
There's a
up a
guitar back
guitar,
there,
there
yeah.
it's there.
Is that the magic beast right behind you there?
It's one of
Where the
them.
magic happens? Nice.
It's a Chinese Gretsch, but it does the job, and it stays in tune because I put Lorton tuners on it.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it stays in tune, and ish,
Good.
especially with my big spade hands hitting it, because I'm a drummer, and I just do that with strings.
Well, yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So is it a big transition? When did you start playing guitar? Or have you always been playing along with drums back in the day?
Years and years and years. Been playing guitar since I was about 13 or 14, I suppose.
Okay.
Trying to, obviously, mainly drums, but just it was good for trying to write songs and stuff. So just then all of a sudden that was that. But actually seriously playing, as I said before to you, it was Gordon making me play rhythm for my,
Yeah.
my whole slew.
Yeah.
It was bad enough me becoming
And
the singer
singing.
after
Yeah.
drumming, becoming a singer, and then all of a sudden it was like, right, you play this as well, and I'm like, are you sure, man? Come
Yeah.
on.
Well, doesn't Gord? I think he can sing. He sings, does he not? I know you all sang in Heavy Pet, and obviously but you weren't the main singer, but he sings too, right? He can sing lead. Gord?
Yeah, he used to do before heavy petting, all the years from growing up since we were 13 up until like 21, I suppose
Okay.
22. And then, once we decided to look for a singer and, you know, another guitar player, then that was the end of Gordon singing. So then we all became just the back vocalists, and that was that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Was that in
certainly
Weeper? Was that when you guys were Weeper?
songwriters, yeah, Gordon was just
He was the
lead
singer in
vocalist.
that. Okay.
Well, yeah, but I haven't said that. I was thinking about this the other day, and I always say that, and then I thought, oh, I used to sing "Breaking the Law" and Weeper, while I
Nice.
was playing the drums, and I used to sing. Uh, oh God, what was it? "This Planet's on Fire," I think, by Sammy Hagar. "Ooh, this planet's on fire." You never heard that, no?
I think I have.
Yeah,
Yeah. 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 I
you've
have. Yeah.
got that face that says, "What's he saying?"
Well, it sounds like you're saying this girl is on fire, and that's not.
Planet,
Yeah,
planet.
that's what you sounded like. It was like this girl is on fire. I'm like, that's not. But that sounds. I think Sammy does have a song like that. I haven't heard it. I'm sure, or maybe I have, but it's not.
Oh,
It's
it's
escaping me.
it's
He
from
doesn't
the
do it as good as you do.
it must be from the 70s, late 70s,
You're from as one of his solo stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I did sing a few songs, from back then. Give Gordon a break, kind of
Right.
thing. Here and there, So
Yeah.
yeah, and it was something that I've completely forgot about actually, because it's that long ago, man. What do you expect?
No,
Eh?
I know. It's so long. It's over 40, 45 years ago. Wow, it's really dating it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Well, even Mother's Ruin was a while ago. Hopefully that does see the light of day, like you mentioned. Hopefully something with that does come out because I was pretty disappointed that nothing came out. We've talked about it before, but if something happens, I'd love to obviously hear about it, and so will
yeah,
everybody else who's a
yeah.
fan of yours.
I'm sure you would. I'm sure you'd get a hold of it if we do it. But
Absolutely.
as I said, never say never. You don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
See, it might be bold one month.
What's this hanging about? Okay, I'll throw this out for a bit in between burnt out records. Do you think burnt out records? Do you think so it sounds like a new BOW album will come out sooner than later, sooner than opposed to the last time you released one between the two,
um,
This Is Hell and Stand and Fight. Do you think it'll be
yeah,
out sooner?
I met up with Steve the other day, actually, last week. Me and Claire went and met up with him, had a coffee and that, and yeah, he was just saying, how you getting on? How's this? Any new material? What do you think? When do you envisage you and
Yeah.
I
Do you have a
pull your finger,
timetable? When's it gonna
pull your
happen? When do you think you'll be
finger
done? Yeah.
out?
Are you ready to go? I'm ready right now.
Yeah,
Steve, your
exactly.
producer. Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, but Steve's a busy guy. He's out there on the road with oh God, loads of people. He's all over the place. He's in America. He's in Europe. He's
Oh wow. He travels.
out on tour. So actually holding him down, pinning him down is like it's not.
An
It's
easy
not
task, but it sounds like
a month,
he's
a month here, a week here.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be in. Yeah, like I've got to try and fit that in with the band, not and or not gigging or not doing anything else with your life.
No, exactly. Yeah. There's also a Gary Moat that's not out gigging or touring, who actually lives at home and does his own thing like a real human being. Believe it or not, it's hard to believe. I don't know that guy, but apparently that happens.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, for the past month, I've been building a new workshop in the back garden. I've been extending it by twice the size so that I can get my motorbike in it, because it's out
Oh,
there in the
nice.
elements and I want it in for the winter so
Yeah.
that I can get stuff done, and
Good idea.
so I've been out there this week because it's been good. The weather's been good. Stopped raining this week, so and I'll get burnt to bits, obviously.
Yeah.
Because you just forget what you're doing, and
Exactly. Yeah.
you're that busy building
Get
things that
that
you just
hat
don't
on.
know what's
Yeah.
happening. Yeah,
Protect that hairline. Get that hat on.
yeah. So no, there's never a quiet moment in my life. I'm afraid. No, none of that. So
No, nothing wrong with that. So look forward to look forward to new music when it does come out. Are you still doing the cider, the guac cider? You have that burnt out Rex cider out there? Is that still happening?
well, it is if people order it. It's obviously you said that it's Watkins Cider Company, and if you go online and you see the burnt out Rex cider, then if you order it, you go to Gwakin, and Gwakin will put it out with the burnt out Rex labels on it. It's like
So it's
it's
still
not
available. People can buy it if they go out there.
it's available, and
Okay,
yeah,
good, good.
but yeah, it's not. That's how that works. It's people
Yeah.
ask,
No, I want to make
people
sure it
think
was
I've
still
got it
available if
now.
people could check it out. People would never, we talked about that a while ago, actually, and
Oh yeah,
I meant to ask you, is that still even possible to buy? Can people still buy it?
yeah,
That's good to
definitely.
hear.
We've heard recently that people saying, "Oh yeah, I got some of that the other day," and you didn't tell me it was dangerous stuff, But then, what's dangerous?
Yeah. What's dangerous
Well,
now?
we've all got different levels, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Level of tolerance. Yeah. These are dangerous tolerant. These are dangerous levels on that guac insider. Now I gotta get me some. I'll get that overseas here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'll try it out for sure. Well, listen,
Very
Gary,
good.
it's good to chat with you always every time. I always tell Claire, I say, oh, I'm pretty sure Gary's done talking to me. I think he's bored. He's talked to me 4 times. He doesn't want to hear any more questions about Heavy Pet, and he doesn't want. He's talked to me to death. What more can he say? But we have a new record out, so you have a new record out, so there's
Yeah.
always reason to talk. So it's always good
Oh
to
yeah.
that you make time. It's good to always catch up with you.
Yeah, but definitely I will be. As I said to you, I've got songs. It's just deciding which ones are good. As a group. And
Yeah,
and I probably will end up recording them later on this year, or going into the beginning of next year, um, in some stage, some form.
yeah,
Uh, and just even if you just get part of it done these days, that's good enough, and then we can come back to it and crack on.
exactly.
So yeah, so it will be there and it will be getting done. It's just a if when and you know.
Well, it sounds like it's not going to be as long a wait for the between records, so that's the main
Uh,
thing. Keep putting out more burnt
and
out records. That's a tongue
yeah.
twister. Burnt out records. Gary, it's been awesome as usual, man. I can't wait to talk again. Obviously, when you release another record and talk to me about how that goes. And there's always a good story, Gary. You always have something to say, so it's going to be a good conversation next time we chat again.
Yes, thanks very much, Chad, for having me on, and
Always.
it's great to
Thanks for
catch
coming back again, and we'll see if we can make it 5 times.
up.
Fifth time's the charm.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely,
Awesome.
definitely.
Give my
Okay.
best to Claire, obviously, and we'll talk again soon, Gary.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank
No
you.
problem. Take care.